What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with Henry Wilson. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. We are looking at the 11-game DraftKings Main Slate here today on Friday, but it is a wet one here, Henry. We have a lot of games on this slate potentially dealing with some weather. Some maybe worse off than others here, but with 11 games, anytime any game gets taken off the slate, it certainly could impact the direction we go with our lineup builds. How are we feeling, man?
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully the rain's not. Oops, got a little bit of a delay there.
You got a delay going on here?
Okay. Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, hopefully my computer will catch up. But yeah, no, feeling good. Yeah, a little rain. Hopefully not too bad. But yeah, with 11 games, we've got a lot of options to go to. So even if we get some postponements, shouldn't be a problem. We have a lot of really good options to go to, both pitching and offense. So not to worry about it. And hopefully the rain can kind of keep itself light and maybe we'll get a full 11 games still.
Sure. We appreciate you all tuning in here today. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share button over on X and YouTube. Certainly a free way to support the work we do here over at Fantasy Alarm. If you're not yet a member of the Fantasy Alarm family, right there on the QR code, fantasyalarm.com/win. Promo code Let's Go gets you your first month for less than $20 actually there. That includes our fantasy football draft guide and cheat sheet as well. Fantasy football season is here. I take advantage of all of that offers right now. fantasyalarm.com/win. Promo code Let's Go. Taking a look at some of the top pitching here today. Henry, where are we looking to start things off?
Yeah, I mean, I love the guy right on the top there, Joe Ryan. I think it's correct that he's a top-price pitcher getting to face the White Sox. I get that there's been some shaky starts recently, like been quite a few more earned runs than you would want, giving up at least 3 earned runs in each of the last 4 starts. But the strikeouts have still been there. Struck out 10 against Seattle. We saw 8 against the Astros, 8 against the Tigers. And he's facing a White Sox team that just shipped everybody out. Like, this offense is terrible, and the upside is so high. I just don't see why Joe Ryan shouldn't be able to go out and completely dominate this White Sox team.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, the matchup itself certainly appealing here. We did talk a little bit about the weather, taking a look at Chicago and Minnesota. Overall on this board of games, we're looking to avoid one of the safer matchups. So getting Joe Ryan potentially in your lineup tonight as a top price guy certainly is going to help out avoid some of the troubles there. A guy that I was excited to pitch, and it's going to include maybe needing some help with the weather because there is supposed to be some rain, some scattered storms there in Cincinnati, but getting Blake Snell on the slate here tonight, going up against Cincinnati, really good spot for him. Last 30 days, the Reds, top 5 strikeout team against left-handed pitching, 28%. Blake Snell with a 30% strikeout rate on the year, 11.5 K per 9. Definitely a spot I'm looking to go ahead and target this evening at just $9,000.
Yeah, can't agree more. Love Blake Snell. I mean, the Reds have been so bad against lefties that even at home, which is a scary park, like I was willing to go with Kyle Harrison here in this spot. So now that it's turned to Blake Snell, obviously he's a little more expensive than Kyle Harrison would have been, but he also just struck out 15 against the Rockies. So yeah, definitely in on this 9K Blake Snell spot as well.
Yeah, for me, it's in Gossman in New York. That is the one game where we have to really worry about the rain. Don't like that matchup as much, obviously, given the lineup that the Yankees have. And then Cutter Crawford, he's been having some trouble with the home run ball. The last 2 starts for him, he's allowed 8 home runs. Obviously, the Rangers lineup now healthy here. So I'm avoiding Crawford and Gossman. Ryan and Snell certainly more than okay if we're looking to spend up. If you're looking in the mid-tier, Henry, though, who stands out to you?
Yeah, there's one name that sticks out a lot to me, and that is Spencer Schwellenbach. He's been fantastic. Obviously, another one that's getting to face a lineup that just shipped everybody out. The Miami Marlins offense is terrible, and he's looked great in his last couple of outings. Obviously, 11 strikeouts against the Mets, which is a really good offense, 7 shutout innings, only give up 2 hits and struck out 11 against the Mets. That's impressive. And now he faces the Marlins. That's awesome. For this price, I think he has the best upside. And with the Marlins, the floor is pretty good too, because what are the Marlins going to do to him?
Yeah, the Marlins did beat up on my Taj Bradley the other day when I wrote him up on Wednesday. That was a tough day, day baseball though. Our guy Howard Bender always says day baseball is the worst because these guys get thrown out of their routines. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Our guy Jeff in the chat saying howdy. Our guy Don saying what's up. Julian saying what's up. And we've got Alec in here with a Kowser Yoshida last man in. That's a Kowser play for me here today. Love the Red Sox, obviously, but hard to go against the Orioles going up against Cookie Carrasco here this evening. I like Schwellenbach as well. The other guy I think we have to look at, obviously, is Tyler Phillips. Guy's made 3 starts. He's thrown 15 shutout innings in his last 2, including a complete game shutout against the Cleveland Guardians, one of the best teams in baseball right now. Now he's going into Seattle. We know Seattle struggles at home offensively here. There's a strikeout ceiling given the matchup against Seattle for Phillips, who obviously hasn't struck out a ton of guys, but maybe he gets you 5 or 6 and goes 6 or 7 tonight against Seattle.
Yeah, I totally see it. I think I'm kind of the low man on Phillips. I don't love him as much as I think most people do. I just don't see the strikeouts that much. And I get it, Seattle, so you don't have to have a lot of strikeout upside to pile up a few strikeouts. So I get the play, but I am still a little worried that the talent's just not really there. And that even against the Mariners, maybe we only see like 3 or 4 strikeouts. But again, he's pitching great recently, pretty good price, and he's facing the Mariners in Seattle. So I totally get the warm to it.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you with Tyler Anderson? Julian in chat saying Tyler Anderson shutting down the Mets tonight. Obviously we've been going and stacking against Tyler Anderson a lot this year, and lately, I don't know where this has come from. 10 strikeout games twice, got an 8 strikeout game now. Those came against Oakland and Seattle. He had 10 strikeouts against Chicago. The Mets are really good offense against left-handed pitching, but is there any realm tonight where you see Tyler Anderson shutting down the New York Mets?
I mean, look, it could happen. We're talking about 2024 All-Star Tyler Anderson here. He's been awesome. Okay, 10 strikeouts against the Cubs, another 10 strikeouts last outing against Oakland, and then 2 Seattle starts there that were great. But yeah, those are not great offenses, and the Mets just crush lefties. They have so many bats that are really good against lefties, and I just don't know if what Tyler Anderson has been doing is sustainable, even if it was against bad teams.
Right.
So look, go for it. You can ride the hot hand, and maybe it'll continue. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it here either. The last 2 guys I want to talk about are 2 guys that Grant and I probably spent maybe a little bit too long talking about on the preview show, given where they are. But Shane Baz going up against Houston, $6,800, and then Randy Vasquez at home against Colorado. Vasquez has been a popular punching bag for us this season, but the Rockies offense right now really struggling to get things going, even though my new favorite player, Michael Toglia, out here just lighting up the StatCast board with his hard contact rates. Interest in Baz or Vasquez?
I do have interest in Baz. Vasquez, I have some concerns about. I think the Rockies do have some decent bats. I just don't know if I trust the talent. But Shane Baz has real talent. I think you have some upside there. He's a legit pitcher. And the Astros haven't been that scary recently. Over the last month, they've got like a sub 100 WRC plus against righties, over 21% strikeout rate. Like, they haven't been the team they normally are against right-handed pitching. So they don't scare me as much as they used to. And I really believe in Shane Baz as a pitcher. I think he's going to continue to get better. I think he carries some strikeout upside. So yeah, at this price, I think this is too cheap for someone that's this good. I don't know why he's not, at that at least 7,000 range that he was, a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I'm here for Shane Baz at this price.
Yep, happy to go there as well. And like you said, coming off of a good start against a Reds team, obviously had the 5 walks against the Yankees that kind of held them back a little bit. But overall, good debut against Texas, so willing to go there. And then I just mentioned Randy Vasquez because of how bad Colorado's been. I mean, obviously he hasn't been great either. They haven't been letting him go deeper into games. They have an elite bullpen, so odds are if they get any amount of lead, once they get to like the 5th inning, he's coming out. But 18, 14, 16 fantasy points in 3 of the last 4 at $6,100. He could easily do that against Colorado. Thoughts here? Would you take the dart 6,100 on Randy Vasquez?
I just think there's no upside. I mean, I get at 6,100, you don't need a ton of upside. If he goes out and gets you 15 points for that price, you're happy with it.
Yeah.
But I think he could still get blown up. So like there's a potential for it being bad. And you just get zero upside because like you said, they're not going to let him go out there and pitch very long because their bullpen's amazing. He could get a little roughed up by, the Rockies still. And so I don't really see the upside. Whereas a guy like Shane Baz, I think you could actually see go out there and pitch 7 innings and strike out 6 or 7 on the high end. I'm not saying he's going to do that. I'm just saying that's in the realm of possibility, and I don't see that even being in the realm of possibility with Randy Vasquez.
If you guys aren't following Henry on Twitter at Henry13Wilson13, he puts out a bunch of strikeout props pretty much on the daily here. Our guy Trippy, though, wants to know Jose Urania over 3.5 strikeouts today going up against the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox, one of the best teams in baseball right now, against right-handed pitching. Does Urania make your betting slip here today, Henry?
He does not. He just does not have strikeout stuff at all. Like, he's never been a guy who has been able to get strikeouts. His entire career, he is like a sub 18% strikeout rate type of thing. And the Red Sox are really good against righties. I know they still strike out plenty, and I know like we've seen a couple spike strikeout games from him a little bit, but he doesn't have the stuff, and Red Sox are too good of an offense.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna take the shot.
That's just a no bet. Of all the pitchers plays you can make today, like why risk it, right? Why go Jose Urania? There's other strikeout props you can play, and like I said, I don't know if Henry, did you put him out today? You usually put him out. Your picks over on Twitter. If you're not already following, though, he gives out and is very good at getting the strikeout props for everybody over there. So make sure you go give him a follow if you're not. Let's go to catcher here. Again, 11-game slate, dealing with some weather. We look for some value here. Thoughts on some of the spots you're looking to go?
A couple guys I like here. One of the first ones that sticks out to me is Travis d'Arnaud. I really like the Braves offense right now that's been heating up a bit, and he's been a part of it. He's hitting the ball super well and comes in at a reasonable price, so I like him here today.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Again, the strikeout upside that he's had has been pretty stellar of late. The home run upside rather has been pretty stellar of late. Saw him go back-to-back twice with Matt Olson, the other day. So we got that going for us. I don't mind taking in targeting Gossman here, going up against Austin Wells, or even Bailey against Andrew Abbott, who's been giving up a lot of home runs there. So happy to go at either of those mid-tier plays. And again, if there's some value you like on this slate, we certainly can plug those in to our lineups as well. Looking at first base, Henry, Shohei Ohtani has gone hitless in 3 straight games. I'm expecting that to come to an end today against Joey Estes at $6,500. You got Harper, Vlad Guerrero, Naylor against Dan Creamer. Where are you looking to go? Adam saying d'Arnaud not in the lineup. All right, well, no d'Arnaud tonight. We got Sean Murphy in there. Still fine, though. Some good value at Sean Murphy.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm cutting a little in and out for you guys.
Yeah, if you want to back out here, Henry, if you want to back out and jump back in, maybe to help to reset the connection, I can carry it for you for a moment here. So why don't you pop out and then rejoin, and we'll see if that helps clear up. We'll go from there. So taking a look again at the first base position here. Again, Shohei Ohtani hasn't had a hit in 3 games, but Joey Estes 1.5 homers per 9. To left-handed hitters on the season, a 500 plus slugging percentage allowed to left-handed hitters. So certainly can go ahead and go up against Ohtani. But I think what we're looking for here in the mid-tier, let's see, we got Henry back in. Henry, we with us? Got the cleaned up a little bit, hopefully see if that connection. I got some rain on my end as well. I live outside in Massachusetts. We got rainstorms going on, so it could just be a mutual disconnect on the old stream here today. But looking at the mid-tier at first base here, what are some of your thoughts?
Well, I don't know if you mentioned Matt Olson at the top while I was out there, but I love Matt Olson at 4,800. Yep. If you did already mention him.
Didn't mention him yet. I saved him for you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, love Matt Olson. I think 4,800 just feels way too cheap for someone who's kind of been heating up. Like, he hits 3 homers in the last 2 games, and the price drops while he's in a good matchup. doesn't really make sense. So give me that discount, and I'll take Matt Olson for 4,800. If you keep going farther down, though, I think the Orioles are really good as well. Both O'Hearn or Mountcastle. I think I actually prefer Mountcastle a little bit, even though O'Hearn has the lefty-righty matchup.
Yeah, Carrasco actually this year worse against righties than lefties. So you have that going for you there.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I think you go with either run still, but like Mountcastle a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I like that as well. If you think that Cutter Crawford's going to keep having home run troubles, you got Nathaniel Lowe there at $3,900 that you can go for some value. Any other first baseman that you kind of like here tonight?
Nolan Schanuel continues to hit the ball well facing Paul Blackburn. I don't know how much we're going to expect out of Blackburn and making his debut for the Mets. Obviously, don't love the Angels' offense, but as a little one-off for 3,400, he kind of just keeps hitting the ball well.
Yeah, I could get there, and then I'll just mention my guy from earlier today. Again, I was just kind of doing a deep dive on some plays here. Michael Toglia, of late, last 10 games, 289, 920 OPS, 3 homers. Homered last night. On the road against right-handed pitching, he's a switch hitter, so you'll get him tonight from the left side, which is the side that really does the damage against Randy Vasquez here. On the road against right-handed pitching this year, he has a 280 ISO with a 450 slugging percentage. So again, some good split numbers here for Toglia against right-handed pitching that we could be looking to take advantage of. Again, overall, the numbers don't look great, but some crazy hard hit contact rates here. And we're going to be going up against Vasquez that we're going to be looking to take advantage of as well. Anybody else at first base for you? James Grande in the chat screaming out Kevin Biggio here. Obviously, gets the lefty matchup.
Hey, man, he's found himself at home.
Got to find a way to get on the field. So this is what we're looking at for Calvin Biggio for sure. Going on over to second base, where are we looking to start things?
This is probably somewhere that I'm going to save some money today. Obviously, the top end, nothing wrong with Altuve, but I like Shane Boss today. Marcus Semien, if you want to go against Cutter Crawford, who obviously we talked about has been giving up homers. I could see going there, but I probably am going to just save some money. I think there's some really good middle and cheaper options today that I'm going to turn to.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite plays?
I think Xander Bogaerts being 3,900 against Austin Gomber. He's been hitting the ball well lately. Obviously, Padres against Gomber should be a pretty good spot, and he's kind of been on fire. So for 3,900, someone that can be that good of a bat, I really love that spot for him.
Yeah, Xander's great. We also looked at last night, Jose Iglesias, still hitting 400 against left-handed pitching on the year. Now, he's had no ISO to speak of, but guys putting a lot of bat on ball. We don't really know or what to believe in when it comes with Tyler Anderson here. So we got potentially that matchup for Spencer Horwitz if that game plays out. Going up against Stroman at $3,700, I think it's fine. Zach Geloff. Gavin Lux, rather. The other second baseman in that game. Gavin Lux against Joey Estes at $3,200. Also a great value play with the way he's playing right now. 433 with a 1280 OPS.
Yeah, can't have a show without me mentioning Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux is awesome, and I love the guy, and he's actually hitting well, so that's fantastic. Definitely think he's a great cheap option, and love me some Jackson Holiday too, who's the same price as Gavin Lux, obviously batting ninth because the Orioles just have that kind of depth. But we have seen him finally start to come alive since he hit that grand slam first game back. And so, we're expecting great things out of his bat, and I'm willing to take the discount while it's here. Even though you look at those overlying numbers and they are terrible, I don't care.
Yeah, we have the Orioles hitting Kobe Mayo 8th, Jackson Holiday 9th here tonight. So we got that working for us as well. Going on over to third base, Jose Ramirez, your top price guy, Rafi Devers, Royce Lewis, Vlad Guerrero up at the top here. Thoughts spending up at the third base position this evening?
Yeah, third base is stacked. I think I could go for basically any of the top 10 guys here. They're all amazing. Obviously, Ramirez has been crushing the ball. Devers has been crushing the ball. Royce Lewis is awesome. It's really kind of a take your pick here. This is a position where I definitely don't mind spending up at all. So it's kind of, who do you prefer? What are you stacking? Are you wanting to stack some of those lefty bats from Boston and put Devers in there? Do you like the Cleveland bats? Obviously, keep an eye on the weather as well. I really like Atlanta, so I think Austin Riley at 5,000 as well is a great spot. And even going down to like Jazz Chisholm or Matt Chapman here, I think have good matchups in great ballparks, are also really good options for a little less money here at the top end.
Yeah, I love the Jazz play. Obviously, right on the hot streak, going up against Gossman, debut in New York for Jazz Chisholm, as well as a member of the Yankees, kind of ride that momentum for him. I like Josh Jung here as well. You just ride in some power numbers against Cutter Crawford. Jung came back, really continues to hit the ball well at $4,500. Let's see. Is Mayo on the slate? He is 2K. You just plug in Kobe Mayo at 2K at third base tonight and just get the exposure to the number 15 prospect on the MLB pipeline. Got it. We got you there. We lose you.
Yeah, I think I'm back now, man.
Okay, I got Kobe Mayo at 2K. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially, we already talked about liking Jackson Holiday. So Kobe Mayo, the debut for 2K. We know that back can be great. The Orioles lineup is so good that why not take a little cheap Orioles stack in there and play Kobe Mayo for 2K? I could totally see doing it. Obviously, you love a lot of third basemen, so there's a lot you have to forgo some really good plays. But for 2K, I could definitely see trying to go to him.
It will make a lot of sense if you plan on playing some of these top shortstops. Gunnar Henderson, Trey Turner, Francisco Lindor, Corey Seager, all up over $5,000. You want to spend up at short, you can plug in a 2K min-price third baseman making his debut here and getting that in the lineup. Certainly love Lindor against Anderson. Gunnar against Carrasco, probably my two favorites.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. Lindor against a lefty is always just a fantastic play. I obviously can't really go wrong here. Some great hitters. I don't love Ellie against the lefty, and especially one as good as Blake Snell. But yeah, Gunnar Henderson, Francisco Lindor, great plays. Also, Corey Seager, again, if you want some Texas bats against Crawford, Seager's obviously a big homer threat. So I think those are all great options.
Value plays for us here. I do like Ceddanne Rafael against Urena at $4,400. Fitzgerald, 47 against Abbott, also to me stands out. And Xavier Edwards, as much as we like Schwellenbach, he's been on fire. He's 3,900.
Yeah, Xavier Edwards has been awesome. Spencer Schwellenbach's one of my favorite pitching plays of the day, which makes it a little difficult. But if you're not playing him, it's kind of hard to ignore what Xavier Edwards is doing right now at 3,900. He is tearing the cover off the ball. And obviously, someone who is a pretty big bat prospect that we're kind of seeing it pan out. This isn't a big surprise. Figured he'd be a pretty good hitter, and we're seeing it. So yeah, like him as well. I think you also have, Kim against the lefty is always a pretty decent move.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind that. And, Volpe is batting ninth. You don't love, but he's kind of turning things back on. He's hitting the ball decently recently.
Good wraparound stack option here at Volpe at $3,700.
Yeah.
Could certainly come through. I also like Luciano, 2,800 for Abbott. Again, getting him in Cincinnati is a decent prospect there for the Giants. If you wanted to take a little bit of a value play. And Grande's been shouting out Orlando Arcia of late. So you want to plug him into a stack. He makes it easy to get this guy. Don likes Marcell Ozuna, needs him to go yard today. Well, spending $2,800 for Orlando Arcia will make it a lot easier to fit Marcell Ozuna into your lineup.
Absolutely. And he's batting fifth. Obviously, we usually like Arcia a little better against lefties, but when you get him for 2,800 and he's batting fifth in the Braves lineup with, over 1,000 OPS over the last 10 games, sign me up.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, outfield here, Tani, Judge, Soto, Rooker, Duran, Jordan, Ozuna. Really can't go wrong with any of these top options of building your lineups. Can include Santander in there too, because he homers off everybody.
Yeah, I obviously can't go wrong here. These are all great bats. Santander is probably my favorite just for the fact that he's been on fire recently. And, batting second, it makes it really easy to do a little wraparound stack with like a Jackson Holiday and Connor Norby at the back end. Kind of love that here. Orioles should be a decent play going against Carlos Carrasco. I love Carlos Carrasco, but I don't trust him. And Santander's just been on fire.
Right. So you can go any of these top guys here. The mid-tier is obviously a bit more appealing when kind of building out some of your lineups. I don't mind Buxton there. The way he's been hitting the ball, hitting third tonight. Jurickson Profar against a lefty in Gombers, $4,700. Any of the Boston bats in the outfield, Weiler, Yoshida, Rafaela, all of them, I think, are in pretty good spots. Wyatt Langford at $4,300. I don't think you can, a very strong mid 4K tier. Colton Cowser, for crying out loud, is 4,200 and leading off still. We got another delay here, Henry. We losing you a little bit.
Yeah, just jumping around.
All right, I'll keep going. We'll get us through this. That's fine. You can just look pretty. That's what you're here for, anyways. You're the eye candy of the show. Between the two of us. So, did you have any favorite mid-tier outfielders for us?
You mentioned most of them there. I love both the Red Sox and the Orioles. Kind of take the cake in the outfield, especially in this tier. You couldn't go wrong with Willie Abreu, Yoshida are all great. Obviously, Cowser. I talked about Santander in the wraparound second too. Why would you not do the 4,200 for Cowser leading off, who has been hitting great recently? So love those all. Obviously, Lawrence Butler. Price is raised. We kind of slowed down our talk about him, but he continues to be awesome. He hasn't really slowed down all that much. He keeps hitting the ball. So I think he's pretty good in this spot also.
Yep. Any value outfielders on your radar for tonight? If we're looking, in this low, the mid 3K range.
How about Trevor Larnach? Kind of turning things on recently too, batting at the top of that Twins lineup. 3,600, and he's kind of been doing some stuff recently. Another one batting near the top at a good lineup, Alex Verdugo. Has also kind of starting to hit the ball a little better recently. Obviously, that one's got some weather concerns, but man, I like Verdugo.
Yeah, Verdugo leading off at 3,200. It's pretty nice, especially, again, getting Judge Soto in your lineup can make some sense for sure. And, of course, there's some other value plays. Lobert Fito hitting second still for Toronto. If you're not, Stroman's had some struggles there against lefties. Could take a peek at that. Let's get a lineup build, and Trippy, let me know over half of what. Are we talking home runs? Are we talking RBIs? We like Santander. If it's home run call, sure, you can definitely take the home run play for sure. And Grande saying he likes the Larnach and Wallner stack there for the Twins. So we were in on Schwellenbach. What did you want to do for our SP2? Did you want to go Shane Baz and save some money? Did you want to spend up for Joe Ryan? What do you think?
I like running the Shane Baz route. He's super cheap. I do think there's upside. I can see going both routes and, paying up for Joe Ryan, but I like what Baz affords us to do in the offense.
We got Santander over half a run scored today. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know what the line is as far as is it a good bet or not, but as far as I like the Orioles offense and he's got some good guys hitting behind him. Batting second, he'll probably get on base. I think there's a really good chance. Yeah.
All right. So I got Olsen, I got Mayo in our lineup right now. So we have some room to add another play. What did you want? Did you want to do Santander or do like a Santander, Mayo, Cowser run here? Something like that, maybe?
Yeah. I really love this little 8-9-1-2 Baltimore wraparound. Is pretty sweet.
All right, so we do Holiday then,
and that still leaves you a lot of money to work with.
We do. We got a whole lot of money. I don't usually spend up for catcher here, but let's see.
Even if you don't, now that affords us to get a really nice shortstop and outfield, which there's some great options there. So
true. What do you want to spend up for the other outfielder? Do we just do Judge or Ohtani or something?
Yeah, we could do that. Why not pay for Ohtani? Don't do it very often. Get this bounce back against Estes. We have the money to do it.
Shortstop play here. Let's get a punt catcher. Let's see. A cheap catcher.
Yeah.
We'll do Sean Murphy. That gives us 5,100. We're just off.
Just short. Well, here, how about we could switch from Ohtani and go Ozuna so we can afford a Lindor or a Gunner?
Yeah, that works. Lindor works. There we go. All right, $300 left over. Schwellenbach, Baz, Murphy, Olsen, Holiday, Mayo, Lindor, Santander, Cowser, Ozuna. A Baltimore Atlanta stack caving the way into the weekend here, everybody. We appreciate you all tuning in. Again, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Free way to support the work we do here over at Fantasy Slam. We'll be back on Monday. Good luck this weekend. We'll catch you later.